What's up, everybody? It's the Digital World Podcast, and we're going to jump right into it and break down what Jeremy Hogan has to say about the hearing yesterday. So let's go ahead and play it.
On the record, that's the first of this court case. She ruled that the SEC must search for and provide all documents related to XRP, Ether, and Bitcoin discussions wherein any third parties were involved. Now, I expected that. The next part of her ruling was a bit of a surprise to me. In the U.S., we have a fairly strong deliberation privilege for government work. The deliberative privilege is kind of an offshoot of executive privilege that you might have heard President Trump raised during the two impeachment proceedings he was involved in. The idea is that if people in the government can't freely communicate about ideas, plans of action, and that sort of thing, without being worried about someone using their thoughts and ideas against them later, we inhibit the function of government, and that's the privilege. So I thought the judge was going to order that no documents with thought process be produced, and she partially did that, but only partially. What she ordered is that no informal things like emails, etc., be produced in regards to Ether and Bitcoin.
So that's important, and it's a partial. He said she partially granted this motion to compel in the sense of, well, you can get informal documents. So, for example, he describes what that is, and that's like if someone's like messaging like two employees are messaging each other about it, it's kind of informal, but it's more like the direct communication of actual clear documents in which they're stating the role of some kind of judgment on it, and it'll be like something more formal, in other words.
So if, for example, an SEC employee sends an email to his work friend about Hinman's speech saying that Ether is not a security, that is not discoverable. But if there are more formal communications, memos, that type of thing, then those are discoverable. Now, that was the order, and Ripple got more than I expected. But there are two important things at play beyond the motion being granted that you have to know about. First, with this order, the SEC is not only going to have to produce many documents, but also have to produce what is called a privilege log of documents. Now, it's just a summary, but Ripple will be able to see exactly what those documents are that are out there, all of them. Now, it kind of looks something like this. It looks like this, except this would all be filled in, so you'd even have the people that are creating the document and who it's being sent to. So even not having to produce the exact documents, Ripple will still be able to get a feel for what emails, etc. are out there, and those can be used to find additional leads for more information or even at deposition. Now, if there is a smoking gun type document out there, in the next 30 days is when the SEC will look to get out of this litigation. This also conforms with Gensler getting on board, so if that is going to happen, look for that sometime in mid-May. And the second big takeaway from this hearing is what we discussed at the beginning of the video. Judge Netburn already pretty much knew how she was going to rule going into this motion.
So I want to give a quick input right now. He says if there's a smoking gun type document, so something that, like we said in the last video, that makes XRP akin to Bitcoin or Ethereum, and essentially makes it a non-security, then the SEC would be in trouble. And he's stating that maybe they want to get out of this litigation, and that would, could possibly take place next month. And then we're hearing, discussions of Gary Gensler getting confirmed. So that'll be very interesting to monitor, and that's a key point. And this is a huge win for Ripple because now they can get more insight. Now, like he said, they have access to formal documents, not informal types of communication or documents. Like he said, conversations between employees that are informal. That wouldn't be a part of this granted motion to compel by the judge. Let's keep hearing what he has to say.
And you can bet that Judge Torres already pretty much knows how she is going to rule on the motion to dismiss Ripple's fair notice defense. Judge Netburn is not going to order the SEC to spend hundreds of hours going over tens of thousands of documents relevant only to Ripple's fair notice defense if she knows that the entire defense is going to be thrown out next month. Repeat, I would be shocked that the judge would order production of all these documents if the court was going to rule in favor of the SEC next month on its motion to dismiss Ripple's fair notice defense. And it's that hearing and that defense that are crucial to Ripple, and this is the first evidence we have that the judge is not going to throw it out. Now, could I be wrong? Yes, but remember, I'm never wrong. And when I am, it's always someone else's fault. So yes, motion.
So that end statement was huge. He said now the judge wouldn't order the SEC to go through tens of thousands of documents if it was going to rule in favor of the SEC, because that'd be just a waste of time. Now, that's important. So now he's saying that he can kind of see the judge leaning towards Ripple's side in terms of how she's going to rule. And this is getting very interesting. Now, what does that do to the price of XRP? You know, we could see a full-on blast that takes place. Maybe, to the $10 mark. I don't know, because we know in the last bull run, SEC exploded. Now we don't know if that'll come now or if that'll come later down the road, but it's looking very, very well for them. And I know Brad Garlinghouse posted at the end of the day, today was a good day. So they're excited about what just happened, about the motion to compel being granted by the judge. And if that smoking gun type document is found, the SEC better watch out. And here, like XRP attorney Seal said, that Ripple lawyer Matthew Solomon argued it could be game over for the entire case if Ripple catches the SEC having privately stated that XRP is more like a currency than a security, because that would place XRP outside the SEC's jurisdiction. Okay, and I'm gonna run this up your flagpole again. The Ripple identified 19 custodians that they want to search the emails for. So we'll see to the extent of, let me give her a follow, to the extent of how far these communications go. But remember, it has to be formal communications that are being searched, nothing informal. Okay? So I'm telling you, this is getting interesting, not just for the regulatory clarity on the digital asset XRP, but just for the entire space. Because once XRP has that clarity, it's off to the races. If anything happens and there are laws that come down, we know the clarity in its entirety for XRP. This is its last hurdle. So you can imagine all the flowing money is going to go right into the asset that has the clarity. And when there's a liquidity crisis and you need it on demand, guess which one's going to be there? I'll let you figure that out. But it begs for you to ask the question, what does this mean once this case is resolved? And what does it mean once Gary Gensler is confirmed to the SEC? Boy, I tell you, it makes me wonder, because I know there's a prototype for the digital dollar in July and things are ramping up. I don't buy that, digital currencies are 3-4 years out. No, I don't buy that. I know that if they're already asking for public comments, it's because they're ready to go. It's just a matter of getting the show on the road. So be on the lookout. I hope this episode has brought you some value. Like and subscribe. And Ripple's motion to compel has been granted, and that is looking like some good positive news for what's coming in the next hearing. This is the Digital World Podcast, and I'll see you in the next episode.